Hello, everyone. I'm James. Welcome back to Easy English for You. And with me today is my wonderful student, Alice.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here again.
Alice, last time we talked about the boiling frog syndrome. We learned that small daily actions are better than big delayed plans. So tell me, how did you practice this week?
Well, James, I tried to study every day, even just 5 minutes when I was drinking my morning coffee. But honestly, some days I forgot. I still think I'm too busy sometimes.
That's completely normal, Alice. The important thing is you start it. Now, what's bothering you most about your English learning right now?
You know, James, I'm 42 years old now. I stopped learning English 15 years ago. Now I want to start again, but I feel so old. My memory isn't good like before, and I have my job, my family, my life. I don't have time like young students. Sometimes I think maybe it's too late for me.
Ah, Alice, you just described the feeling of millions of people around the world. And here's the beautiful truth. Your age is not your enemy. It's actually your secret weapon.
Really? How can that be true?
Let me tell you something amazing. A famous language researcher named Ellen Bialystock found something interesting. Adults over 40 actually learn languages differently than young people. Not worse, just different. Young people have better memory for sounds, but adults over 40 have something much more powerful: life experience, pattern recognition, and strong motivation.
But James, I still need time to study, and I don't have time.
Here's where most people make a huge mistake, Alice. They think learning English needs 1 or 2 hours every day. They think they need to sit at a desk with textbooks, but that's the old way, the way that didn't work for most people.
So what's the new way?
The new way is called microlearning integration. It means you don't find time for English, you hide English inside the time you already have.
Hide English? That sounds interesting, but I don't understand.
Okay, let me explain with your real life, Alice. You drink coffee every morning, right?
Yes, for about 10 minutes.
Perfect. That's your English time. But you're not studying. You're just listening to one short English conversation while drinking coffee. No textbook, no writing, just listening.
Just listening? But will that help me speak English?
Yes, and here's why. Your brain at 42 is different from a 20-year-old brain. Young brains learn by memorizing. Adult brains learn by understanding patterns. When you listen to natural English conversations every day, your brain starts to recognize patterns automatically. You don't need to memorize grammar rules. Your brain finds the patterns by itself.
But James, this still sounds a little difficult to understand. Can you explain it more easily? Maybe with a different example?
Of course, Alice. Think about cooking. When you were young, maybe you learned cooking by reading recipes carefully. You measured everything exactly. But now, after 20 years of cooking, you don't need recipes anymore. You just know how much salt to add. You can smell when food is ready. You learned by doing it many times, not by studying cookbooks. English is exactly the same. Your adult brain learns English like you learned cooking, by experiencing it many times in small moments, not by studying grammar books for hours.
Oh, I see. So I learn by experiencing, not by studying hard.
Exactly. And here's the most exciting part. There's a scientist named Dr. Barbara Oakley who wrote about learning after 40. She learned Russian when she was 50 years old. She said adults have something called wisdom-based learning. We can connect new information to things we already know. Young people can't do this as well as we can.
So my life experience actually helps me?
Absolutely. Let me give you 3 specific micro-learning habits that work perfectly for busy people over 40. First, the Commute Companion Method. If you drive or take the bus to work, that's your English time. Listen to English podcasts or conversations, not boring textbook English, but real conversations about topics you already care about. Maybe business, maybe cooking, maybe travel. 10 to 30 minutes every day, 5 days a week. That's 50 to 150 minutes of English weekly without finding any extra time.
Wait, so I'm learning during my time I already spend on the bus?
Exactly. You're not adding new time. You're transforming dead time into learning time. Second method, the shadow speaking technique. When you're alone at home, maybe washing dishes or folding clothes, play an English video or audio. Then repeat what you hear immediately after, like an echo. Don't think about grammar, just copy the sounds and rhythm.
So I just repeat like a parrot.
Yes, but here's the secret. Your mouth and ears learn together. After 40, we need to practice speaking even when we're alone. Because we feel shy speaking with real people, this method removes that fear.
That's true. I always feel nervous when I speak English with someone.
The third method is called the evening wind-down method. Before you sleep, spend just 5 minutes reviewing 3 English phrases you heard that day. Write them in a small notebook. Just 3 phrases, not more. Then read them out loud twice. Scientists found that reviewing before sleep helps memory a lot, especially for people over 40. Your brain processes everything while you sleep.
So I only need to remember 3 phrases each day?
Yes, 3 phrases every day for 1 year is more than 1,000 phrases. That's enough to have real conversations.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Alice, can you try making a sentence using this method? Tell me about your morning routine in English.
Okay, let me try. Every morning, I am drinking coffee and I am checking my phone for 10 minutes.
Good try, Alice. But let me help you with something important. You said, I am drinking and I am checking. This is wrong because you're talking about your daily habit, not what's happening right now. In English, we use present simple for habits and routines. The correct sentence is, every morning I drink coffee and check my phone for 10 minutes. We don't use am plus ing for repeated daily actions. We only use am plus ing when something is happening at this exact moment. Try again.
Every morning, I drink coffee and check my phone for 10 minutes.
Perfect. You see? This is exactly how you learn, by trying, making mistakes, and correcting them immediately.
Thank you, James. That makes so much sense now.
Now, let me share something very important about motivation. Many people over 40 try to learn English the same way they did in school. They buy thick grammar books, they try to memorize vocabulary lists, and they give up after 2 weeks because it's boring and hard. But here's what works better. Learn English about topics you already love. If you love cooking, watch cooking shows in English. If you love sports, listen to sports news in English. Your brain learns faster when you're interested.
So I should stop using boring textbooks?
Not completely stop, but make them only 20% of your learning. The other 80% should be real English about things you enjoy. This is called the enjoyment principle. When you enjoy something, your brain releases dopamine. Dopamine helps memory and learning, so you actually learn faster when you're having fun.
This is so different from what I learned in school.
Exactly, Alice. And that's why so many people failed in school but can succeed now. Because now you can choose what to learn and how to learn. Let me ask you something. How many of you listening right now are over 40 and trying to restart English? What's your biggest challenge? Is it time, or fear, or memory problems? Please write in the comments below. I read every single comment and I'll answer your questions in future episodes.
Yes, please share your experience. I want to know I'm not alone in this.
Now, Alice, there's one more thing I want to teach you today. It's about dealing with the fear of making mistakes. After 40, many people are afraid to speak English because they think they should be perfect. They have important jobs, they're respected in their community, so they feel embarrassed to sound like a beginner.
That's exactly how I feel. I'm a manager at my company. How can I speak broken English? People will laugh at me.
This is called the competence paradox. You're competent in your native language, so you expect to be competent in English immediately. But language learning requires being comfortable with temporary incompetence. Here's what helped many of my students. Remember that every fluent English speaker you admire was once a beginner. Even native speakers were babies who said wrong words. The only difference between you and a fluent speaker is time and practice. Not talent, not age, just practice.
But how do I practice if I'm too scared to speak?
Start with safe practice. Talk to yourself in English at home. Talk to your pets in English. Record yourself and listen back. Join online groups where everyone is learning. Nobody there is perfect, so nobody judges you. After you feel comfortable, then try speaking with native speakers.
That sounds less scary.
And remember something important, Alice. At 40 or 50 or 60, you have real things to talk about. You have life stories, work experience, family wisdom. When you speak English, even with mistakes, people want to listen because you have interesting things to say. Young students often have perfect grammar, but nothing interesting to talk about.
I never thought about it that way. That makes me feel better.
Before we finish today, I want to tell you about next week's topic. We'll talk about why adults can't memorize vocabulary easily, and I'll share scientific solutions that actually work. Because memorizing words after 40 needs completely different techniques than what you learned in school. If you have questions about vocabulary learning, or if you have specific words you can never remember, write them in the comments. I'll include real examples from your comments in the next episode.
Oh, I have so many words I can't remember. I'm excited for that topic.
Alice, can you summarize what we learned today?
Yes. Today I learned that being over 40 is not a problem for learning English. It's actually an advantage because we have life experience. We don't need to find extra time. We can hide English learning in our daily activities, like drinking coffee or commuting to work. We should learn with microlearning methods, just small amounts every day. And we should learn English about topics we love, not boring textbooks. Also, it's okay to make mistakes because everyone started as a beginner.
Perfect summary, Alice. You captured everything beautifully. I just want to add one more thing. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your English journey starts today, not tomorrow. Even 5 minutes today is better than 2 hours you'll never find tomorrow. Thank you all for watching today's episode. If this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to go deeper, join our membership. Members get PDF summaries of every lesson with extra practice exercises.
Yes, the PDF files are so helpful. I review them on my phone whenever I have a few free minutes.
That's the spirit, Alice. All right, everyone, remember this. You're not too old, you're not too busy, and it's definitely not too late. Start small, stay consistent, and watch yourself grow. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep going and keep growing.